Song is called Stop, Look, and Listen. Patrick just asked the question. The dude who plays this is dead, right? No. Not right. The dude who plays that is Jimmy in Portland, Maine. One of the sweetest souls ever. The guy who played bass on it is dead. He was a famous Nashville session bassist, and he did, in fact, die. What the fuck is wrong with you? You've been listening to this show for quite some time. I've broken this down at length. It makes me wonder sometime if you even listen at all. Let me ask you something. I love you, Patrick. I'm just giving you shit. Is it okay to go up to someone who you know, kind of? I mean, like if I walked up to any of you, like if I walked up to Nikki there, also in Maine, or Kenney in Nashville, Tennessee, or Patrick in South Carolina, and I don't know, you were letting your hair grow out. If I walked up to you and said, "Oh my God, your long hair makes you look old," would that be a little much? Don't you think that would be slightly weird? Maybe a bit too familiar by me if I said, "Oh God, your hair makes you look old." I think I would never dream of doing that. Becca Shea says yes. Maureen says it's rude. Stevie says it's rude. Do we all agree that if I walked up to any of you and you were, whatever, let's say growing your hair out, God damn, it makes you look old. Just ignore Darla, by the way. She's full of it today. Literally on her back rolling around. Well, that's what happened to me yesterday. I was making French fries at Doug's restaurant, Bosco's Pub, yesterday. Audience member Jason, who I always get the impression that he's kind of sizing me up. You know? One of the kindest souls in the world, Eric Nagel, is here. E-Rock, if I went and saw you in Jersey and I said, "God damn, look at your face. It makes you look old." Out of the blue, like I hadn't seen you in significant time, and I made a comment about, let's say you were growing your hair out, or you're losing weight, or you're gaining weight, or you're taller, or you're shorter, or you're wearing different clothes, and I made any comment about anything, and I said, "Oh, God, makes you look old." You'd be a little like, it'd be off-putting. So that was me yesterday. I was on the receiving end of, "God, your hair makes you look old." Audience member Jason, I just always feel like he's kind of fucking with me. Now, that's kind of okay, but not. You see, when I'm in here doing this show, that's one thing. But when I'm out in the wild, I'm not the same fucking asshole out in the wild. I'm I'm quite quiet. I get uncomfortable around people. I've got anxiety. I've got the ADHD often takes over, and I have to get out of conversations. It's sometimes a struggle for me. But you know what makes it more difficult is when I walk up to some dude and he goes, "Oh, God, your hair makes you look old." Nice. Okay. All right. Hey, we're not doing the show. I don't know if you know this, but this isn't the ball-busting portion of the day. This is the let me make you French fries portion of the day. There's a clear most people understand these are different like worlds. I don't walk down the street and tell people to go fuck themselves. I behave like a normal, non-caveman human being. So Jason busts that out, and it's like, so I mean, where do you expect me to go if I walk up to you and the first thing out of your mouth is your hair makes you look old because you're so comfortable? What the fuck am I supposed to say? Now, what I want to say, I want to dip into show mode and say something mean back. But because, I try to follow normal constraints when I'm out in public, human interaction constraints for socialization, conversation, and culture, I decline to say what's on my mind. But if I did say what was on my mind, you'd be like, what? Huh? How could you possibly have said that to me, EZ? Now, I personally love everything about me. I mean, if there's something about me that I'm very, very supportive of, it is everything about me. Unbelievable overabundance of confidence. But I have to say, I was a little taken back and almost like, wait a minute, this is a weird feeling. I feel like I'm being bullied. God damn it. Corey keeps suggesting that I dye my hair jet black. No, dude, I want white. There's still too much gray in it. I want it shock white. That's what my dad's is. Like, we are like spitting images of each other. Dye it black. My wife hates the idea of dyeing my hair. She loves my hair the way it is. Still won't have sex with me. Megan says, you're a nice person in the wild. Ryan says, some jackass old neighbor of mine said to me in the hardware store, wow, your face got fat. Didn't recognize you. God damn it. Now, I need to say this. I'm just complaining. Jason is actually extremely supportive of your old pal, EZ. He visits me at Bosco's. He went over to King's Room Barbershop and got a haircut and supported me. I think he just likes to peck away, So I can take that. It's not the end of the world. I just wouldn't do it. I just couldn't do it myself. Like, let's see. Who is, if I, let's say I saw John Lennon on the street. If John Lennon was alive, I fucking love John Lennon. I wouldn't go up to John Lennon, who I'm a big fan of, and say something to him. Hey, your wife's ugly. God damn, you look like shit. Remember when you were in the Beatles? I would never dream of that. Of someone I like opening up with a sideways comment. That seems ridiculous to me. E-Rock, who can relate, says people think what they hear on the radio or see on TV, that it's okay to just be a dick to you in real life. And, that's understandable. There is a trade-off there. We being able to do this for a living is pretty fantastic. So I guess that kind of comes with the territory. Most people have the sensibility, though, to know that that's probably not the most fun thing. Hey, you look old. Fuck me. Jesus Christ. Kenney says, but Zane is an ass. Ha ha. Joe Martinez says, you have more gray than I do, and I'm older than you. Well, what the fuck you want? A burrito? Congratulations.
Tu madre es una puta.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Vete a la chingada, cabrón.
Vete la quinjala, cabrón. What?
Come mis nalgas cuando yo estoy cagando, cabrón.
No, I can never say that one. That's eat my ass while I'm shitting.
Comes chingo de cagada.
That is eat tons of shit.
Lame mi palo con tu culo.
That is suck my dick with your butt. E-Rock says, and if you get annoyed, they get offended at you and start hating you. Yeah. Fucking Jason's probably going to freak out now and firebomb my house or something. Yeah, you got this coming. Corey says, once the face gets fat, that should be a wake-up call. What a dick. E-Rock says, you're completely legitimate in your assessment. Nice hair, knocking on heaven's door. Am I right? Come on. Well, anyway. That's how part of the evening went. The comfort level is real. Dear Meathead with my near 90-year-old father happens in 40 minutes. If you have a question for Dad, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I do have a few, but I could always use more. Short, sweet questions about something in your life. Maybe your kids are driving you crazy. Maybe you just cannot figure out this one project at your house. Maybe you're just having you're at a crossroads. Perhaps it's the old midlife crisis. You want to run something by my father. He will tell you like it is, as only a 90-year-old man can. Who I'm very excited about seeing tomorrow. Going up north. Now, I am starting to lean towards an executive decision for the Eric Zane Show podcast, and that would be to this would be the last podcast of the week. Now, I said to you yesterday I would be podcasting I would miss Friday, but I'm starting to think that it depends on today, and let me just put it this way: every day is full of either doing the show or doing boring stuff associated with the show or sales calls or shit around here. And when I pile on, oh, by the way, make all these preparations to go up north and see your dad, because it isn't just get in the car and go. There's a lot of boring steps. So I am considering throwing in the towel and just riding it out with no podcast Thursday and Friday. But I will, of course, post not the best of the Eric Zane Show podcast on the free platform and on the Patreon, 2 editions of something to listen to while I'm away, which I've got enough nerve to just tell you right now. Those are really, 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 really old versions of the Free Beer and Hot Wing Show with your old pal EZ leading the charge. On Patreon. Full shows, uninterrupted, with show notes. It's really fantastic. It's a time capsule to hear the shit that we're talking about. We're talking about the year 2009, 2010. Great fun to listen to, so I'm told. I don't listen to those shows. I do post them, and so they are available. They will be available for you Thursday and Friday. So, but I'm not 100% sure that I won't be here tomorrow, because if I can get a ton of this shit done, then I will come in here tomorrow and do my thing. So I'm 50-50. And I know you're going to encourage me. Oh, just take it. I know you'll do that. But I honestly am not comfortable doing that. I've gotten to a point where I'm so goddamn paranoid that you, in the time that I'm away from you, will find something better to listen to. It's really a source of anxiety. So, but nevertheless, that is what is on my mind. Yesterday was something really cool that happened, and I, honest to God, don't think I was told about this. But on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, I am part of a show called Who Are These Broadcasters? This is under the umbrella of our pal Carl, who is, who came up with Who Are These Podcasts? And, he's kind of trying to branch shit out. He's talking about being busy. He is incredibly busy as well, making shit for people to enjoy. And he came up with the concept for Who Are These Broadcasters? So there's a dude in Los Angeles named Christian Blatt. And then he asked me if I wanted in. I said, I'd love to participate. And Carl. And we just basically pull clips from all different sources, politics, sports, talk shows, local news. And for an hour, we just kick it around. That's it. Play the clip, crack a joke. And we've done this show like 10 times. So I'm pretty sure the plan going in, I'm pretty sure I was told this was eventually Carl is going to venture away. It's just going to be Christian and I doing the show, which is totally cool. I don't care. And then occasionally he'll drop in. So yesterday he says, hey, can you get on StreamYard about a half hour before the show starts? And I want to go over a couple of things with you. I go, oh, yeah, sure, man, no problem. I get on this 2:30, and he goes, okay, Eric, I want you, when the super chats come in, click on them. You're going to be in control of that. I go, oh, sure, no problem. And then the show starts, and Carl's not there. Now, I can see him, but he's not. He's in the waiting room of StreamYards. He's not, like, on the show. It's Christian and I. And Christian, I think, was so goddamn nervous he was going to shit water. So now it's totally cool. It was fine. We had fun. But I started to convince Christian, who can't see the chats. I can. And the show starts. And immediately the audience realizes that Carl is not there. And they start fucking with us. Who are these assholes? Where the fuck is Carl? Carl can do no wrong. Whatever. He's a pile of shit, frankly. But they start, and I'm like, oh, Christian, we're getting heat. I think Christian was about to throw up at the thought that people were like turning on us. They weren't, but I think they were doing it just to kind of like see how we would react. And it was fine. But it was when the show ends, Carl comes back. He goes, they weren't fucking with you. Eric was just being an asshole. And I go, yeah, kind of. But so we did the show for like an hour, and I want you to check it out. So next week, Wednesday, we'll be doing that show again. Wait a minute. Wednesday? Next week, Tuesday. Did I say Wednesday earlier? It's on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. So when I post on social media, join us. It's another show for you to check out. So very, very fun. Christian is, I think he's a writer, actually. I don't know a lot about Christian. I think he is pretty tight with a guy some of you may recall by the name of Dennis Miller. Everybody remembers Dennis Miller. I love fucking Dennis Miller. Christian used to write for him, and I think he did some work on Saturday Night Live or some shit. I don't know. I haven't honestly had a minute to even look anything up about him. But all right. So there you go. That is Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Have you heard the news about the emergency alert system test that is supposed to go down at 2:20 today? Okay. So you have your phone. You have your radio and your TV, and then at 2:20, there's an alert that's going to go off. That's a testing of the system. You hear the fucking thing about this is a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test, and you hear the tone or the weirdo noise. It sounds like a fax machine, shit like that. That's what's happening. By the way, one of the things the radio would hang its hat on was, we have to inform the public in case of an emergency. We are in charge of making sure everybody is safe. We don't even need that anymore because the phone talks to when like somebody hits the button that says, hey, there's an emergency coming. or something's happening or whatever the fuck. Conspiracy theorists like my friends on the Boomer Bunker and former Zaniac audience members are, I'm not kidding you, saying that this is going to be a government mind control attempt. What they're saying is that the COVID vaccine / shot that a lot of us have in our systems, when they hit this tone, it's going to activate something. Hand to God, I'm not bullshitting, to turn us into actual zombies. So that is what is happening. Amanda is safe. She says, I shut off that alert shit on my phone. Well, yeah, why would you care about an Amber Alert or someone else or, just something bad happening in the world? You're in your own little world. You don't need to be bogged down with the greater good of society and the community. If there's a child stolen, you don't need to be concerned with that. Nick, who I think does have some degree of stupidity in him, despite me usually complimenting him. Nick, the electrician, says, activate the nanobots. I think that Nick is 10% convinced that this is actually going to happen. Brandis says, no fucking way. Linda says, my God, these people are stupid. I have proof that they believe this, by the way. Kenney says, you cannot disable this one, Amanda. Tyler says, ha, ha, ha. I want to not believe you. I know how stupid most people are. Linda says, I'd rather be a zombie than a non-zombie. This is the long and the short of it. Unveiling the October 4th, 2023 blackout conspiracy, FEMA's mysterious test. Now that's on coopwb.in. Okay. How about AP News? Conspiracy theories about FEMA's October 4th emergency alert test spread online. Claim. An emergency broadcast system test today at 2:20 p.m. will send a signal to cell phones nationwide in order to activate nanoparticles such as graphene oxide. There's a new one. I haven't heard that have been introduced into people's bodies. AP's assessment. False. Okay, it could say AP's assessment and anyone's assessment who's not retarded. False. The nationwide test by the emergency alert system uses the same familiar audio tone that's been in use since the 1960s to broadcast warnings across the country. The claims revive long debunked conspiracy theories about the contents of the COVID-19 vaccine. Oh, fuck. Now, if it were like the tone goes off and those people who believe that suddenly blow up, that would actually be fantastic. Do I really need to read? Well, it says here the facts. Social media users are raising dire warnings about upcoming tests of the National Emergency Warning System. Many are imploring their followers to shut off their cell phones on the day of the test because they believe it's part of a broader conspiracy to exert control over the population. I'm okay with them believing this, provided that they commit to when nothing happens, that they hang themselves. All right? You can go ahead and believe that, but if it's not true, you're dead. Do you remember when they, during COVID, when they were, wasn't there at least one giant cell phone tower for 5G destroyed I think it in Europe, maybe England, because when COVID hit, people were convinced. It was about the same time that 5G started to be a regular thing to upgrade on our technology. These assholes suggested that the 5G towers were giving us COVID. Motherfuck. We should be allowed to gun people down, like in the street, who believe that shit. Just go house to house, kick in doors, and do that. In another widely shared video, a man issues a similar warning, adding that graphene oxide and other nanoparticles have been inserted into billions of human beings around the world through obvious mediums. So there's the connection. It's not a test. It's going to be sending these high-frequency signals into cell phones, radios, TVs, the intention of activating nanoparticles, including graphene oxide, which I'm guessing is something that's in the shot. Oh, my God. Stanley Perlman, a professor of microbiology and immunology at the University of Iowa in Iowa City, said the claims appear to be referring to old myths about the contents of COVID vaccines. These baseless conspiracy theories claim without evidence that the vaccines contain various materials, such as graphene oxide or other nanoparticles that can interact with wireless communications technology. That would be cool, though. They claim that the materials, when activated, can allow governments to control and monitor people. But graphene oxide, a material made by oxidizing graphite. The only thing I know about graphite is pencils, and it would make my Pinewood Derby car go faster. Oxidizing graphite is not an ingredient in the COVID vaccine. Yeah, but if you say that, then they're just going to say, oh, yeah, you're lying. Graphene oxide is not in the mRNA-based vaccines for COVID-19 manufactured by Pfizer, BioNTech, or Moderna. Graphene oxide was used to study vaccine structure only, and I don't give a fuck if it is in there. It's not going to happen. Jesus Christ. October 4th today, 2:20 p.m., but might be postponed to October 11th if there's severe weather or other significant events, according to FEMA. The process involves two parts: a 30-minute signal sent to radios and televisions as part of the EAS, and a similar one sent to consumer cell phones as part of the WEA system. What do you think of this chick? Okay, one look and you know she's crazy. This is who we're dealing with here. Amanda says, for at least the third or fourth time, I just shut those off. Did you guys know that Amanda doesn't care and she shuts those off? Did you guys know that Amanda's given us advice on how to shut them off? I've been talking for like half an hour, and all you keep doing is saying the same goddamn thing. Would you shut the fuck up and let me entertain you for at least 5 minutes?
Responding to comment, 30 minutes is very suspicious. Why? This is in regards to the emergency alert system that's going to be tested on Wednesday, October 4th for everyone. At the bottom, I noticed it says that the phone's alert will be accompanied by unique tone and vibration. Let's talk about tones and vibrations.
Look at that face. You could never trust a woman who looks like that. Holy shit.
This here is a Sima 1000.
Okay, this chick, she's like an expert on sounds and vibrations. Okay, she's like a quack. She uses a stupid machine which emits vibrations and sound to, quote unquote, heal her patients. So she is assuming that she is an expert on this. And because sound and vibrations are happening with the phone, you know, your phone vibrates, the phone makes sound, that they're trying to disrupt our brains.
This is the machine I use. It is the basis of an app and a website that I have called Simatones. and it plays 5 resonant frequencies through this vibrating speaker. So this is tones and vibration, just like the alert we were just talking about. And it's targeting different ailments or body parts to retune.
Okay, so on her little troubleshooting sheet, I guess, these numbers line up with what could be wrong with you, I guess.
Them back to a balanced.
Look, there's a doll. She's got a goddamn doll on the table, like a voodoo doll. Touch the part that hurts.
Our harmonious energy body. See, our energy body's got all these.
Geez, look at the dick on that dummy there.
Different pathways, and if there's blockages in whether it's the water, because we're made of water, or in the energy pathway, then what that does is it causes a physical ailment.
I love these people that really don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but they actually sound like they're educated. It's remarkable. It's like Kristen Megyn Kelly.
The physical ailments can be retuned by different tunes and tones. Back to October 4th.
Oh, I hate her.
What tones and vibrations do you think the government's going to be playing for us?
Oh.
And why 30 minutes? The water in your body resonates to different
How do people get this crazy?
sounds, tones, and vibrations it is surrounded with. And not only does it vibrate to that while it's hearing it, but it remembers it within 5 to 7 minutes. Dr. Gerald Pollack on YouTube is a great resource for water.
Quit shifting your eyes, you fucking tweaked out crackhead.
So while my device plays
And grow some tits while you're at it.
tones and vibrations that promote wellness, what's playing on October 4th?
Oh, I hate your guts. I hope your head explodes. Fuck me. I can't wait. Thanos snap at 2:20 Eastern today. That's funny. Thank you, Kenney. Sir Bob of Oliver says, your tones and vibrations are giving me a headache. Can you imagine if there's a significant other to that chick? Like, oh, shut up. Every day contemplating whether or not that you're going to smother her. Boy, Mediocrity Dave said the same thing I was thinking. I hope the tone makes her head explode like in Scanners. Jimmy says that Juan fits right into her vagina. Did you guys know that Amanda shuts that stuff off on her phone? Are you aware of that? I don't know if you heard. All right. Wouldn't be crazy if these nut jobs end up being correct about one of these conspiracies. Or wouldn't it be crazy? Yes, I guess it would, but not this one. And honestly, if it was true, if one of them came true, I would just use it as a learning experience. I'd be like, oh, all right, I guess we can trust the government. Okay. The one thing that I do say that people do kind of raise an eyebrow at, I would say less than 50% agree or believe like what I believe. But I actually do trust the government, which is almost like a rare thing to hear or a rare thing for someone to even admit. Now, I don't think the government knows exactly what they're doing all the time, and they make mistakes all the fucking time. Who doesn't? But I absolutely trust the goddamn government. And then people look at me like I'm crazy. Well, you're stupid. You're nuts. You trust the government. You're a piece of shit. It's like, no, I don't think so. I bet you most of the people in here don't trust the government or think I'm crazy because I do trust the government. Joe Martinez writes, look how screwed up the Republican Party is, and it explains everything. That is fucking great, by the way. I actually like this. The the more screwed up the Republican Party is, the less chance Trump is president when the election comes around. I don't know if there's any stopping that train, actually. I think he could do just about anything, or anything sideways could happen, and he'd still be elected, because you have a crazy merging of things there, where the worst president in history, Biden, is leaving. No one's going to vote for Joe Biden, and all of these hilljacks and MAGA pieces of shit are fed up again. They're going to come out of the woodwork even more so to support him. And all of these crazy indictments are just fuel for him. Okay, Trump's winning the damn thing. It doesn't matter what happens in the Republican Party. The fact that Kevin McCarthy, who was barely brought in to be the Speaker of the House when it all went down in January, okay, and now he's out like Matt Gaetz. He's into two things: MAGA and young girls. He led this whole revolt, and the Republicans said, "Fuck you, you're out." It's the first time in American history this has happened. I think that's what they want. Brandis says, or somebody said, Trump is actually Becca Shea says the worst president is Trump. Trump also was awful, but I think the bigger problem with Trump is the people who support Trump. Not so much Trump. And the only reason why I say Biden is the worst president in history is because he's mentally ill. He is sick. He is past his prime. He should not be trying to lead a country right now. He couldn't lead anything right now. He's sick. Give the guy a fucking break. All right. Off and rolling. On this Wednesday edition of the Eric Zane Show podcast, we are 14 minutes away from Dad for Dear Meathead. Send it along, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. If you have a question for Dad, I think we can all agree presidential office needs to have age limits. No one under 50 allowed to be president. Aram says the one plus about Trump the one plus about Trump is that he gets under the skin of all the politicians who I really dislike. If you're watching the show on X, Facebook, or YouTube, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you. Download the Twitch app and just search Eric Zane Live, and you will be able to check out the show. Just download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live. You can also go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. It's all right there. What is the audio of this becomes the audio podcast later in the day. You can download it wherever you download shows. Just search Eric Zane Show Podcast or Eric Zane. Simple. I'm on all of them. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane, where the edition of Who Are These Free Beers is still quite popular. A lot of downloads of Who Are These Free Beers, where Ben and I 1 week ago reviewed an episode of the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show in all of its glory. And you can get it for free if you go to patreon.com/Eric Zane. I have a 10-day, 7-day free trial at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for the 7 days free. You can cancel anytime. It doesn't matter if you cancel it 1 day in, you still get the 7 days. So go there, check it out, see if it's something you can get behind, and then hopefully you will remain signed up or sign up again down the road. If you do want to sign up, we'll save you 10% if you sign up for a whole year. If you sign up for just the audio, what was $60 is now $54. For the audio, video, live streams, what is $120 is now $108. All at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Your old pal EZ has to go tinkle. Don't go anywhere. I will be back. Somebody say to me, why do you always have to take a pee? All right. Well, my prostate is enlarged, and that's pretty close to the bladder. So it's occupying space intended for bladder and puts pressure on it. So what they do is they give you, there's two options. Three options. 2 medicines, and then they remove it. Surgery. Now, I'm not exactly sure how they go in and get it, how they pull the prostate out of you. I hope they don't pull it through your dick hole. I mean, that would really shank things out. I'm not sure how when you like first start dating and you have sex like every day, and then her vagina gets kind of shanked. It's like you're having sex with a can of paint after a little while. I hope that doesn't happen to my ding dong. You know, like what could totally why if they have to pull your prostate out through your dick. I'm not sure. I don't want to even look it up. It would make me pass out. But I talked to my doc, and he gave me like some medicine it's called Flomax. And that like loosens up the pee sphincter. That didn't work. So I go to the other doc. Okay, we're giving you another bit of medicine to shrink your prostate gland. Except it takes 6 months to work. I'm like, what? Yeah. Isn't that crazy? So you got to take this pill every day for 6 months, and then eventually it will shrink it. There's all sorts of side effects, one of them including nauseousness, which, by the way, I figured out that I think that's why I puked the other day. Very fucked up. I'm telling you, getting old sucks. The abundance of pills that I take now. I now take 5 pills at bedtime. 1 for my pee sphincter, 1 for my prostate, 2 for my pee sphincter, 1 for my prostate, 2 for my brain. Oh my God. And then if this doesn't work, then they go in and take it. Now, the prostate makes that goo that helps the sperm leave your ding dong to make babies. So at that point, does anything fly out of me if I orgasm? If they pull that out? Does anybody know? God, there's a lot of education here on this show. Kyle says you made it through. Who are these broadcasters without taking a pee? Well, yes, but what you don't understand is I drink coffee first thing in the morning. I don't drink it in the afternoon. Some folks get narrowing of the urethra from dried jizz, says Chris in Maine. You may need to work it out regularly like a tube of toothpaste. Corey says it just gets backed up. Yeah, it probably comes out when you cough. You like cough jizz out. This is all terrible. My God. Fucking unbelievable. By the way, I have 3 questions for Dad. Or 2 questions for Dad. There's one of them I can't read. And it's from that same guy, Jason, who made that comment about my hair yesterday. And I don't know what it is, but every one of his questions, I just feel like there's a slight degree of creep to them. I'll read to you what he wanted me to read to my dad. Because I wrote back, I said, no, he'd be embarrassed. I can't read that to him. Jason wanted me to read, I'm in my 40s, meathead, and trying to meet a nice lady to settle down with. I recently met what I thought was a nice lady until she told me she wanted me to spank her. Now, come on. I was shocked. I asked her what she did that was so naughty. There's no way in fuck I'm going to read this to my dad. Why is it every time you write something in, it's like that? It has a tone to it. It's just a little weird. Then I said that I can't spank her because she isn't my child. I then just left because I didn't know what else to do. Did I do the right thing? I can't imagine spanking an adult woman. Did I do the right thing? Yeah, sorry, dude. I'm not going to read that to him. Everything doesn't have to be a fucking joke. Just ask a question. It's a little off-putting, frankly. Nathan has a good one. Rob has a good one. Let's see. Randy has a good one. It's about zipper merges. You see, why can't you do like Randy? Zipper merge question. Question about food. Not about should I spank my girl. Holy shit. Come on, man. Thank you, Brandis. Corey says, yeah, the child part was unnecessary. Aram writes, he must think Eric reads everything without any critical thinking. Yeah, put yourself into that mode when you write the question. It's just odd. It's just weird. No offense. It's just fucking weird. Just like it's weird for you to walk up to me and say, hey, your hair makes you look old. Chris writes, a question about raking acorns. Perfect. He would love that. Think about your audience here. In fact, it's time to get him on right now. NFK issue today, by the way. I brought my iPad up. When the show gets done, I take my iPad downstairs so he can watch TV on multiple channels, or, channel surf. And then I take it away to do the show. And then he's like, why can't we, hey, can you just grab Reddy, my wife calls her Reddy's iPad. And I'm like, God damn it. And I made up some excuse why I can't. I'm like, yeah, I had no time to do it. I go, yeah, I'll have to come back to that. I'm in the middle of something right now. And I think he wanted to kill me because of that. I'm telling you, don't get in the way of his TV. What I've bought in time for the last 2 days in having doing it the way I have right now, I think is running its course. And if I have to leave him, like this part's supposed to come either tomorrow or from the 5th to the 10th is when it's supposed to get here. If it doesn't get here tomorrow, that means he has to make it through the weekend with an iPad and a TV on one channel. And he's gonna fucking freak out. It's gonna be so bad. He's gonna be so pissed off. It's like, oh, come on, it's a lot better than what you used to have when you didn't have any TV.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
How you doing, guy?
I think the phone's jacked.
You what?
Can you hear me okay?
I hear you well.
Oh, good.
But hear me here.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, how are you?
I'm a little messed up, honey.
What, really? Are you sick?
Well, not sick.
Hey, you just got up, didn't you?
No, he's got a horrible sore throat.
I got a sore throat.
Oh, well, that's sick. Oh, well,
Yeah.
let me, how about you rest your voice? I'll just let you go and you go get started on the day. No big deal.
I'm all right.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you have a sore throat. Are you worried? Are you thinking maybe you should stay home instead of go up north?
I don't know, honey.
Can't go up north like that.
I can't. According to Joanne, I can't go up north with like that, you know.
Well, that's up to you guys. I hope you feel better soon. Did it just start to affect you, Dad?
Well, my voice is different. I don't have any sickness that I know of.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel bad.
Okay. All right.
I'm going
Okay. Yeah. You definitely sound different. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it's really kind of raspy voice.
Okay. Yeah. Well, is it painful at all, Dad?
Not really. A little uncomfortable, but it's nothing that's going to slow me from anything.
Yeah. Do you by chance have any of those home COVID tests, Joanne?
Yeah, she said yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would definitely give it the old try there. Those are usually pretty reliable.
Did you hear that, Joanne? Okay. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, let me just I'm gonna hang up and let you guys get sorted out, and I'll check back. Okay.
All right.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too, honey.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Oh boy. Yeah, everybody detected what I detected. He doesn't feel good at all. We all know him well enough that his energy is way off and his voice is fucked up. So, and he even said, I'm not doing good. So I'm always concerned when you're 90, things are a little wonky. Kenney said he sounds like he's not fully awake yet, but I think he is fully awake. I think he just sounds like shit. Tyler goes with the quote, I'm not sick. I have a sore throat. Well, yeah, Dad, that's sick. I'll check back with him and I'll keep you informed later on. I'm not going to call him back today. I just want him to hopefully figure out what's up. Joanne's smart. She'll get him tested. Oh, boy. That's a little weird. Chris in Maine says, but EZ, I still need the advice for the question that I sent. So let me just give, maybe we should let's do this. Let's bust out the first ever edition of Dear Kenney. So Kenney will be my father today, and Kenney will answer advice. And I might even ask him Jason's question now. Because I don't care, because Kenney won't get embarrassed. So Jason's question actually would work here with Kenney. And because Kenney already knows the question, you know. So Kenney is filling in for Dad on Dear Meathead. He just doesn't. He's just finding out about it right now, though.
Hey.
Hey, are you ready for the first ever edition of Dear Kenney?
Sure, I guess, man. I just barely caught that you were saying that.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Well, Chris writes this, Kenney. Dear Kenney, I mow my leaves with a riding mower, but I have two beautiful 150-plus-year-old oak trees with limbs with over having the highly trafficked front lawn. Raking the stunning amount of acorns kills my back, and lawn care companies won't do it. Knowing your expertise, Kenney, in snow melting and leaf picking, do I pick them up by hand as they fall individually? What should I do to get rid of the acorns? Cutting down the trees would break my heart. What do you think, Kenney Meathead?
Well, does he have any kids? Like, he could make it a game for the kids and give them some kind of reward if they went out there and picked up, more than the other.
I love that. But he listens to this show, so he's probably single and a loser.
I feel that.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I would do that. I like that idea, maybe hiring the local children, and then if you're a pervert, you can stare at them. And maybe some molesting if you feel like it.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
Yes. No, don't try to hire the neighborhood kids. Like, have your own kids to help.
Okay. So don't hire the neighborhood kids. Just if you have kids, hire your own kids. Otherwise, you're just gonna have to do it yourself. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, stay away from children you don't know. That's a bad look.
Yeah, you're right. Do you even say hi to kids? Like if you're taking a walk, then you see kids, do you say hi? Or do you just not even say anything because you're afraid you're going to look like a rapist?
Oh, yeah, hell no, man. I don't even look at them. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But sometimes in a store, there might be like a little toddler that's like acting up and fussy. And then if I can make some goofy faces at them without their mom or dad seeing me, I usually get them to like chill out for a moment. They look at me like, who's that guy? And they kind of calm down. I don't know.
Yeah, can you imagine if you did that and out of the corner of her eye, mom saw you and because nowadays moms will just shoot you. They'll freak out, throw everything on the shelf at you.
Yeah, that would suck. I've always been kind of scared of that happening.
I mean, back when we were growing up, if we were acting up in the store, random people would hit us, and our parents would be like, "Hey, yeah, way to go! Thanks for the assist."
Oh shit, that's horrible.
Yeah. Brandis writes, "Dear Kenney, do you have a favorite season? Autumn, winter, spring, or summer? Which one and why?"
Well, my personal favorite season is knocking on our doors right now. I can't stand how, this is down here in Tennessee. I can't stand how long the summers just drag on. I'm so ready for that change in the crisp fall air.
I'm with you. So, yeah, it basically goes summer in Tennessee starts like February, and it ends like the end of November.
It seems that way lately, yeah.
So fucked up. Oh, my God. I will never, ever forget that heat. For the few summers that I had in Tennessee, for 6 months out of the year, I was just inside.
That's me every summer, man.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, go for a walk. No, that's why I got the treadmill.
Oh, yeah. It's debilitating. It's horrible.
It's absolutely the worst. The humidity is what makes it so bad.
Yep. I absolutely agree with you on that. By the way, this is the first ever edition of Dear Kenney, as Dad is under the weather. So Kenney pitching in fantastically. Jimmy.
Yeah, I hope your dad feels better.
I do too. I'm very worried about him. Jimmy writes, Dear Meathead. Now I'm going to read exactly. Okay, he left out a word. I'm going to fill it in. Do you think men will cry if the Lions win the Super Bowl? Dear Kenney.
Oh, man.
Do you think?
Like you,
yeah.
You especially, I think, will, won't you?
1,000,000%.
There's definitely going to be a lot of grown man tears if that day ever comes. And I hope it does come, man. I watched that game last week on Thursday Night Football. The Lions were kicking ass.
Yeah, thank you. You know what? A lot of people are starting to like the way they play. People who are just seeing them because they play a little bit more on national TV these days. So people are getting exposed to this type of energy. But it isn't like I can say to someone like you, like, yeah, I know it's been that way for a long time. No, it's been so bad for so long that Jesus Christ, something's got to give, you know? So there you go. Thank you, Jimmy, on this rip-roaring edition of Dear Kenney.
Well, man, this could be the year for the Lions, man. After starting out the way they have, like, I didn't even want to watch the Titans game this past weekend because I thought it was going to be shit after the Lions game last week.
Yeah, it's really been fantastic. I'm looking forward to this weekend, but I'm still very, very. I'm a little bit leery, you know, even though they're playing a team that's not very good at home today or Sunday. It's just, you know, I'm still oftentimes waiting for some type of letdown. So they need to really hammer the bad teams, and they need to, like Green Bay, it's not like they're a terrible team, but, you know, I'm still a little concerned.
Yeah, you got to have that little bit of concern, got to be cautious.
Yes.
You never know.
Yes.
You never know.
By the way, if any of the audience members have questions on the chat for the first ever edition of Dear Kenney, you can ask Kenney anything. Oh, my God. There you go. Nathan writes, Dear Kenney, my mom made me chase chickens to make the meat taste better. Have you ever heard of this, Kenney?
What? You made him chase the chickens? Because it was supposed to make the meat taste better?
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I've never heard that either.
I think
she just wanted him to run out some of his energy because he was probably driving her nuts.
Yeah, she didn't want you in the house so she could have sex with random men.
Oh, God. I hope not.
That's the only thing I can think of. No, I don't believe that for a second. That it makes the meat taste better, you asshole.
Oh, you don't want them running around, and you want them to sit still and get fatter, right?
Yeah, I would think so, because the more fat they have, the more taste.
Yeah. I don't know.
Kenney, Ryan writes, Dear Kenney, and he's serious about this. He's been having a hard time. He's closed his fitness rings 26 straight days, and he's only lost 3.5 pounds. He writes, I'm fat as fuck and pre-diabetic. My glucose number remains unchanged year to year at 108. Fat shame me, please. What do you have to say about that, Kenney?
Maybe he's not masturbating enough. Maybe he's got like this huge load that he needs to get rid of.
So you're suggesting maybe pounds of load?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I'm the wrong person to fat shame anybody. We know this.
Well, no. If you're being asked to fat shame, then you actually do. You call him a fat fuck, because he is, and then you tell him he's going to die.
That's kind of harsh, though, man.
Well, all right. We know that that's what you meant. Ryan, you'll be fine. Just keep at it. Don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about today, and you'll get through it. That's how. Kenney, do you have any questions on this edition of Dear Kenney?
Do I have any questions for who?
For me, for the audience, for anything, Kenney.
Oh, no, man. You caught me really off guard this morning.
Well, that's okay. I know I did, but
I was about to make a phone call. I was like, wait, what? I heard my name.
Kenny, I appreciate your assistance today. You know, it isn't often that we get thrown a curveball with Meathead not being able to be here. Dear Kenney, do you think Eric will ever watch The Last of Us?
Oh, no, sadly. I think you're just going to stay closed-minded and miss out on that.
I think that's is that a zombie apocalypse show?
Well, a lot of people, that's the easy way to refer to it because of The Walking Dead and all these other shows in the past, I don't know what,
is
30, 40
it
years.
frightening? Is it frightening?
I mean, it's the game is way more, or the games, they're way more intense than the show, and that's what a lot of people complained about that had played the games. Like, it's more drama and more interaction with just with people on the TV show. So
it's on what network?
Well, it's on Max. It's the HBO Max. But man, I really think you should watch it. I think you would love it. If you could get through the first 3 episodes, I would love to pick your brain about the 3rd episode because it was really, really heavy, and they changed a lot from the story that was in the games, and they made it into a beautiful, beautiful thing. Like, I would personally really love it if you would just watch the first 3 episodes.
Okay, I'm gonna watch those because I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's gonna suck shit.
Oh no, it's not. No, dude. There's a reason that it did so well on the first season right out of the gate. Like, I get it. You're never gonna watch Ted Lasso. Okay, I'm not gonna try to pitch that to you anymore. But The Last of Us, you should watch it, man.
Kenny, you're a saint. I appreciate your help.
Hey, no problem, man. Anytime.
All right, buddy. See.
All right, later.
Rich writes, Jesus, Free Beer and Hot Wings talking about which fast food items are the best is better than this shit. Those are fighting words. Okay? I want you to know, give me one good reason why I don't ban you permanently. What the fuck is... I think Kenney did a great job. Motherfuck. Here I am. I'm having a brief conversation with Kenney. We catch him off guard. He's filling in for Meathead. He has no idea it's coming. On the back of everybody's mind, Meathead's under the weather, which is not good. He's 90, for fuck's sake. And I have to deal with Rich saying that this conversation is worse than what my arch enemies are talking about. You know, that's ridiculous. What a horrible thing to say. God damn. Tyler says, I'm with Kenney. The show is amazing. Aram says, the psychiatrist from Mindhunter is in the show. Was that a woman? I forget. Boy, I'm so bummed out that show never finished. That was a great show. Chris also likes the show. Chris K. Stevie says, good job, Kenney. Ryan says, good job, Kenney. Joe Martinez says, you called Pendejo. Yeah, that was a butt dial. Sorry about that. Rick from TC Paintball. No, listen to him, Kenney. You do you. Mama Goat Nikki says, I enjoyed it, Kenney. Patrick writes, eat shit, Rich. Mediocrity Dave says, I was pleasantly surprised by Dear Kenney. Chris says, Kenney did pretty good on the fly. Ryan says, Kenney did great. I didn't even think Trump could have done better in Dear Trump. Corey says, Rich's comment was a shot right in the huge prostate. Cole says, you never asked him the spanking question. Now we'll never know. Well, the good news is I can get Kenney back on Dear Kenney.
Uh-oh.
Hey, there was one question I forgot to ask you.
Okay.
All right. Jason, the guy who insulted me about my hair, said, Kenney, I'm in my 40s, and I'm trying to meet a nice lady to settle down with. I recently met what I thought was a nice lady until she told me she wanted me to spank her. I was shocked. I asked her what she did that was so naughty. Then I said that I can't spank her because she isn't my child. I then just left because I didn't know what else to do. Did I do the right thing? I can't imagine spanking an adult woman. Did I do the right thing, Kenney? Thanks, Jason.
No, you completely pussed out, Jason. Holy shit. I wish I could meet somebody and tell me that.
Yeah, you need to smack the shit out of her and make her humble is what you need to do.
Oh, my God. Was that a serious question?
I don't know. This is the guy who looked me square in the face and said, you look old with your hair. I think he's just awkward.
Okay, that's definitely, is he married?
I don't think so.
Oh, then he's totally still a virgin.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap.
Have you ever been in a relationship and then you don't know it's coming, but then in the heat of passion, Kenney, she says, smack my ass?
I've never had to be told that.
Oh, you start smacking and it works out. Oh, I got it. You're just like, all right, here you go. And then,
I mean, who doesn't every now and then? Like, yeah, you have your nice little slow and easy lovemaking sessions, but every now and then you got to get wild and a little freaky. Like,
oh man,
and that's tip of the iceberg, man.
Oh, okay. Kenney is a total freak, is what we're learning. You see, this is another good reason to do Dear Kenney. I'm so glad I was able to ask this question. All right, Kenney.
I'm probably all red right now.
Oh, I can guarantee you are. I guarantee your little button dick is sticking straight up.
Oh, God.
All right, thank you.
All right, no problem.
See ya. Yeah, you see, Kenney's great. Fuck that shit. Rich, what is wrong with you? I, for one, though, if I ever did that, if I ever spanked the Queen of the Forest's ass, dude, this would not be a good thing. This would not work out. There would be negative reviews there, for sure. All sorts of 1-star negative reviews. This is not in the playbook. No. Out of the blue smacking. I basically am focused on doing what she tells me to do. And usually the order is shut up. Shut up. No talking. Let's see. All right. It definitely turned more sexual on the chat. Kenney's nervous chuckle is like the Joanne laugh. By the way, the nervous chuckle, that was years ago. When I first heard the nervous chuckle, that's why in the impression you have, ha ha, hey man, yeah, right, ha ha, yeah. That's where that comes from. Because he laughs about everything. And that it used to be like, hey, man, did you hear that child was abducted? Yeah. It was always like, yeah, death. Oh, man. Hey. So I was watching this 9/11 special. And there was people jumping out of buildings. Oh. Rich getting a vote for asshole of the day. Megan tells Rich to kick rocks. Oh, no. Joe Martinez says, I would spank her. Chris in Maine refers to Jason as a predator. Corey says he should have choked her instead. Oh, my God. This is fucking terrible. Tyler's uncomfortable. Joe Martinez is really getting graphic. I don't even want to read it. Oh, shit. Kenny's face is bright red right now. Corey says, you hear what you're missing, Amanda? Amanda won't be back probably because she was annoying the shit out of me again. So when I told her to shut the fuck up, she probably skulked away. Goal met. Goal written down. Goal achieved. Yeah, I don't think she's here. Megan wants Meathead update. I'm not calling him during this show. I mean, he has a sore throat right now. I can't really. I'm assuming he hasn't. It hasn't gotten that much worse since then. You know. Let's see. I'm so sad AI Kenney did not work out. Oh, look at that. There's a spider crawling right in front of me. Some of you get freaked out at spiders. But I leave them alone. When I see a spider in the house, I do not kill it. I do not remove it. I leave it be. There's one right in front of me right there. He's looking right at me. Nikki says she loves spiders. Please give Meathead our best when you do, Zane. All right. Anyway. Boy, I think I have to actually read some sponsors on this show. Typically, I don't go 90 minutes and then start talking about the sponsors. But the open and live stream of today's show is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600. Our very own Ryan, he recently experienced Irvine's, I believe, for the first time. How spectacular is that? Thank you. If you have an issue with your car, scheduled maintenance, preventative maintenance, or something just goes kablooey, get the car to Irvine's so you can have it in good hands and experience for yourself what countless other people have experienced. Number one, customer service. Get the job done right the first time. Family, veteran, lady owned. Sponsor of the Eric Zane Show podcast. If you are in West Michigan, get the car to Irvine's. I don't care if you're as far away as Muskegon. Get the car to Irvine's. All right? Early bird drop-off, late bird pickup. They have loaner cars to let you use for free while your vehicle gets repaired. There might be some scheduling magic to make that happen, but they got you. 616-532-6600. A service second to none. Don't just take my word for it. Go to their website, Irvine's, ervines.com, and check out the Google reviews of Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV, and see for yourself. The aforementioned Jason, who I saw yesterday over at Bosco's, he got his hair cut at King's Room Barbershop. When he's not busy insulting me or sending creepy notes to my dad for Dear Meathead, he's supporting the sponsors. Thank you for that. You can head over to the King's Room Barbershop, 3 locations. Northland Drive, Caledonia, and the new location in Wyoming. They've moved out of Rogers Plaza. They are now in a different location, 821 36th Street Southwest. 821 36th Street Southwest in Wyoming. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can see it. This is the image of that spider I was telling you about. That's right in front of me. I just took a picture of it. Now, it's not. I know he looks big in the picture, but he's right next to like that typed word. I think it's ocean. And that's pretty small print. But that's our audience here. We have 3 dogs. Oh, now he's moving. He's leaving. He's had enough of me. Have a nice day, Mr. Spider. Kill it. Oh, my God. How can you be around that thing? Kill him. No, I never kill them. Again, you're ending a life there. I don't want to end the life of the goddamn spider. I'll let it naturally happen. If he goes outside and a bird eats him or something, all right. But I'm not doing that shit. The only thing I'll kill is a fly. Just because it's so damn annoying. Kenney says spiders for him. Inside, kill. Outside, ignore. Anyway, King's Room Barbershop, 3 locations. When you go there, please mention your old pal, EZ. Jimmy references me finishing off the hamster. God damn it. Now I'm going to have a night. I haven't had the nightmare in quite some time. And when people like you bring it up, I'm more likely to have the nightmare. The recurring nightmare. I have 3 or 4 recurrings. I have the hamster, which hasn't happened in a long time. I have at the radio station, nothing's working, dead air. It's awful. I have running in sand and not going anywhere. I have that one. But the worst one that hasn't happened in a while, but used to happen all the time, was teeth falling out. And I like how people say, oh, yeah, this means this. If your teeth are falling out, that means this is going on in your life. How the fuck can you know that? Maybe it just means I have cavities. If your teeth are falling out, that means you lack control, or you're a control freak or shit like that. It's like, shut up. Don't analyze my dreams. God damn it. But I swear to God, I've woken up and been like, Jesus Christ, I have no teeth in my mouth. None. Linda used to have those dreams. Amy used to have those dreams. I guess us girls, that's the dream. Those are the dreams that we have. Oops. All right. Supposedly, it means you're worried about money. Well, if that is true, then that does line up, because I always worry about money because I'm afraid I don't have enough. I'm afraid that whatever, something bad is going to happen. I'm going to be homeless on the street. Mediocrity Dave says he's heard that money thing too. All right. Okay, we talked about the big conspiracy, how big emergency alert is going to take all of us over. It's ridiculous. Closer to home, not that long ago, there was this fucking idiot who was involved in some sort of McDonald's gift card scam or something like that. Or I think he was working at a McDonald's, and if you gave a card to pay for the food, he was somehow getting your information and using it to scam you. His name is Quanta Barnes. And I think he's still facing those charges, but he's out in the wild, this Quanta Barnes, at least he was, and he's still trying to scam people in other ways. This is ridiculous. Local dude. So this is what Quanta Barnes has been up to since the big McDonald's scam was taking place.
And learning that he's out of tens of thousands of dollars while his wife was dying.
Investigators say the man responsible was part of a ring stealing credit cards from McDonald's around the Grand Rapids area. News 8's Byron Tollefson is on this case.
20-year-old Quanta Barnes is in Kent County Jail tonight, awaiting a hearing in Wyoming tomorrow for this case, but there are more. He's accused of using thousands of stolen dollars for sports gambling and plane tickets. With his wife dying in a Grand Rapids hospital, a West Michigan man found out last November that $60,000 disappeared from his bank account. Investigators say it was stolen by 20-year-old Quanta Barnes in a slew of financial fraud cases.
That's really the scary thing, is you don't even know you've been hit until all of a sudden there's a bunch of stuff on your credit card that shouldn't be there.
Investigators traced the stolen $60,000 to FanDuel, a sports gambling site. A search warrant found not only Barnes's name in the account, but also 2 victims he was posing as, including the woman who was dying.
Just because it's easy, you can't just be doing this and really ruining people's lives when you got to go through your credit cards and cancel them and get new ones, and what that does to a person's credit is not
Jesus Christ, you can't even just die these days.
A whole lot of fun.
Barnes was later arrested in February for a different case, accused of being one of 4 McDonald's workers stealing credit cards. Investigators found about 100 photos and videos of customers' credit cards. Police say they were used to rack up more than $50,000 worth of fraudulent purchases in stores and online.
Be it McDonald's, be it other places, credit cards are a target right now because it is so easy to go out and use those credit cards.
Wasn't there a time in the world that if you used a card, they would check your ID? You remember those days? Or on the back of the card, you would write check ID in hopes that the person who you're giving the card to at for whatever purchase you're making, they would check, But nowadays, all you got to do is slide the fucking thing in, and it's like, no problem. We don't give a shit. And they're like, oh, yeah, fuck. Security is better than ever now. Well, no, it isn't. It's worse than ever. It's easy as fuck to go rack up tens of thousands of dollars. If I find some schmuck's wallet on the street, I can go take his cards and immediately run them up in minutes. Thousands of dollars. Nick writes, they need to just add a PIN number for credit purchases. Maureen says, now you just tap it and go. Mediocrity Dave, I remember the carbon copy days of credit cards. I don't remember this much drama surrounding those machines. Yeah, when you're at the gas station and you get full service and the guy comes up with the big fucking kerchunk, and you have to sign the thing. Oh, God. Kenney says, I wrote check ID on mine. I've only been asked for my ID twice in the last 4 years. Today's asshole of the day, Rich, writes, those days are long gone now. You never did answer us why the fuck you were being such a dick, Rich. Rich. Jimmy writes, we wait until we switch to digital currency. It's coming. I don't know. I don't ever claim to know.
To purchase other gift cards, and that makes it harder for, to trace for the law enforcement. And so that seems to be the trend right now.
Barnes was eventually released on bond. One of his conditions, don't leave the state. But the Kent County Sheriff's Office says he did just that last month, using another stolen credit card to buy plane tickets to Philadelphia. He was arrested after he came back to Ford Airport. Now he has multiple felony cases pending in different courts. Meanwhile, police say the widower is still out nearly $40,000 after only receiving some insurance relief.
People get them, and before you even know it's gone, and then all of a sudden they've charged enough because they're going from the stealing to the store.
Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker says cases like these are sadly becoming all too common. To hold those taking part in large credit card.
This is one of those. I feel as like the 20-year-old has no chance of rehabilitation. We talked on the Patreon about the guy who stole that kid in upstate New York. Albany, Schenectady area. The guy who stole the kid should just be killed. I kind of feel that way about this guy, too.
Fraud rings accountable. Becker is charging some, like Barnes for the McDonald's case, with felony continuing criminal enterprise, which can result in up to 20 years in prison.
We're trying to do that to make sure, A, get the message, and B, really, lock some of these people up because they are committing some substantial financial crimes that we're trying to get a hold of and make sure it's not acceptable to do that.
Becker says protecting yourself can be easy, but with credit card use the norm nowadays, nothing's guaranteed.
hard not to turn over your credit card at McDonald's, but there's ways to keep your cars locked. People take them out of the cars. If you take them out of the cars, they just take them and go spend them right there.
In Grand Rapids, Byron Tollefson, News 8.
Jesus, fuck. It's ridiculous. Also local. Look at this dude. This is yet another child sex offender. I think he's smirking in this picture, is he not? Something about when they call someone a sex offender, it doesn't matter what the mugshot is. You always say, "Yeah, I can see that." I mean, take one look at this guy, and you're like, "That's definitely a sex offender." Twice imprisoned sex offender gets decades for federal conviction. Muskegon County man with a long history of unabated criminal sexual misconduct has been sentenced to 24 years in federal prison for trying to get a girl to send him kiddie porn. Jesus. John Edward Suarez left the 13-year-old girl voicemails in 2022 with sexually explicit and threatening messages while he's on parole for sexual assault. The child wasn't the only one. Investigators determined that Suarez had 9 chats with other girls between the ages of 9 and 15 that included repeated requests to send him porno pictures. If you're a child or a parent these days of young kids, we were just starting to be able to experience this with Madison, being that the technology was such that the second you give her a phone, okay, when you give your child a phone, the second their hands touch it, they start getting notifications from grown men who want kiddie porn. It's like the app is built into the phone. Something crazy cosmic happens. The child touches it, and right away, bzz, 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 you got notification from hard old dick 21, boring Dean stiff dick for kids 23, stuff like that. And somehow the bad guys just know. And your kid starts chatting with these old fucks about crazy shit. And it corrupts their minds. And the next thing you know, bad things are happening. More bad things are happening. I almost think that parents would be better off not giving their kids any type of electronics, any type of technology. This is both the golden age for sexual predators and the most dangerous time for sexual predators, because there's a good chance they're talking to a cop on the other end. But the avenues for them are unbelievably endless. And the only way, honestly, to keep your kid not exposed to, the worst things imaginable is to just keep them away from any type of technology. But I don't know if that's in the cards for anyone. And I think part of the reason is because parents these days are not willing to say no to their kids. The pressure that they get, that the parents get from the kids, because all the other kids have fucking technology. It's as it's as important to them as a pair of shoes. I forget what it was. It might have been Vivek Ramaswamy who said that he wants to make it a law that if you're under 16, you can't look at social media. Now, that sounds crazy, but I think the only way to be effective isn't so much that, is children are not allowed to do anything except watch a television or listen to a radio until they're like 30 years old. That is the only way this would be effective. You have to be over 30 to use a phone. Think about how ridiculous that sounds. Rich says a guy on TikTok tried doing the Chris Hansen thing and bust a pedo and was shot and killed while confronting the pedo. You know, I've been meaning to get to that story. I'm glad you reminded me. You're earning points back from your Asshole of the Day nomination. TikTok pedo hunter killed. Yeah, the guy, it was in Michigan. That's the dude. Screenshots of videos posted by Robert Wayne Lee, also known as Bupak Shakur, confronted alleged sexual predators. It just happened. By the way, side note, they finally arrested the guy who killed Tupac Shakur after 27 years. Vigilante pedo hunter was shot dead over the weekend in Michigan after confronting a man he accused of being a sexual predator. He had more than 50,000 followers on Instagram, posted videos of himself confronting people. Some of the videos showed him getting violent altercations with those accused. On Friday night, he approached two young men at a restaurant in Pontiac, Michigan. Pontiac's a war zone, by the way, accusing them of being a pedophile. Bupak Shakur punched one of them, who pulled out a knife. The other man drew a pistol and shot him several times. Bupak Shakur was transported to a nearby hospital where he later died of his injuries. The two young men from Pontiac, 17 and 18, were arrested Saturday, but have not been named by police. They believe the 17-year-old was the shooter. Lee, or Bupak Shakur, was viewed as a hero by some in Michigan, with his Facebook page showing people praising and mourning him. Police suggested that his well-meaning efforts were better left to professionals. Yeah, that's why they always say, don't go helping the police. You get yourself killed. He's also, over the years, mistakenly identified someone as a sexual predator. God damn. Bupak successfully targeted an Oakland County Sheriff's deputy working in a county jail who was charged with one account of accosting a child for immoral purposes. The sheriff's office advised that the vigilante approach is potentially dangerous and does not follow normal procedure. Well, I don't know, man. If I see somebody having sex with a child, I'm gonna jump in, not to have sex with the child, but to stop it. You know what Mike McQuarrie did not do when Sandusky was plowing that little boy. I would do. I would kick his nude, stiff-dicked ass if I caught him having. I would not call the police and say, "Hey, there's a child getting butt slammed." I would extricate the guy from the child. It'd be a horrible job, but I mean, seriously. While we certainly understand his desire to hold child predators accountable, many times well-intentioned individuals who engage in this don't know the standard of evidence required for convictions and often underestimate the potential for violence confronting a suspected predator. That's what happened to Bupak. Rest in peace, Bupak. He burned hot and bright. We understand what you were doing, but this was bound to happen at some point. Rich writes, he lived in Flint. He knew he was already on borrowed time with the name Bupak Shakur. IMKO wants to use my words against me. Hold on. I need to clip that at a very specific moment. I know what you're going to do, you asshole. Dude picked the wrong name, says Donut Dan from the Dirty Donut Race. Everyone with Pac in their name is dead. Thank you for the tip, Rich. All right. Travis Kelce's ex is entering the squared circle, I think. His ex is some chick named Kayla Nicole, who I think influencer. Like, she's hot, and then a bunch of people follow her online, and then she sells shit because she's so hot. That's his ex. Okay? Regularly shared clips from past events coverage, Laker games. There's way too many words over the hot pics of her. 660,000 followers. But Travis Kelce, he doesn't wear anything that doesn't make him look ridiculous, I think. Here is Travis Kelce with the ex and Patrick Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes' annoying wife who has a bad tooth-to-gum ratio. So now this chick, this Kayla Nicole, she dropped a cryptic message on her Instagram. She dated Kelce on and off for 5 years. Reshared an August 2023 post that read, "For the ones just watching to see if I'm going to make it, I am." She added the phrase, "spoiler alert." Now, when my mic was acting up, I don't know if you heard it, but in my opinion, Travis Kelce has downgraded from Kayla Nicole to Taylor Swift. I mean, just take one look at her. My God. And you go from this amazingly beautiful, curvy black girl who, for that reason alone, black girl, she's a much better lover than any fucking white bread loser. He goes from this to fucking sissy spacek wannabe, dumb-looking bangs, giant mouth, boobless Taylor Swift. Fuck that. Come on, Kelce. Jesus. I don't get it. So Taylor attends the latest Chiefs game and is with Brittany Mahomes. And now Kayla Nicole no longer follows Brittany Mahomes on Instagram. So she's pissed off. Nicole is pissed off because Brittany is hanging out with Kelce's girlfriend, fucking Taylor Swift. I'm just surprised Kelce would be that interested in her. I find very little of... I find nothing attractive about Taylor Swift. I think she's overweighted. No. I think she's overrated in talent. And I think this is just dumb. Donut Dan says it's all about the cash. She has that Sandra Locke look. Let's do a MMA cage match for charity. Did you guys know that Jimmy did makeup for Taylor Swift? Brandis says this is all stupid. What's stupid? What could possibly be stupid about this? Are you saying I'm stupid? Kenney says his ex definitely liked to be spanked. God, I can't read today. She liked to be stanked. Taylor Swift probably would bite your head off for even thinking about such. Who was it? I think it was Drew from the Drew and Mike show who said that they seem to think that she's like a prude. Like you can't get even past first base with Taylor Swift. She just seems like the type. Mediocrity Dave quotes Pam Grier, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Oh, yeah. All black women are better than white women in bed. This is a fact. Now, that isn't always true for black men. And I know this because Diana loves BBC. But the only thing better than a black lover is me. Okay? No one is better in bed than me. All right? All black guys are better than all of you, but I'm better than all the blacks. Amy says if she doesn't put out, she's a prude, but if she puts out, she's a slut. Women can't win. Well, I didn't say that. I don't think that if a woman doesn't put out, she's a prude. They just say she's a prude. Well, no, actually, that is prudish, to be sure. But if she puts out, I never said anybody's a slut. I think women that put out nonstop are American heroes. So, I don't know if you're putting words in my mouth, but I'll fucking bitch slap you for even suggesting that I would say that. You didn't say it. I know. Oh, fuck you. What the fuck? That's bullshit. I don't need you around. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking loser. I'm not going to take that shit from you or anybody. By the way, I'm trying to do a bit. Shut the fuck up. All right. I'm going to leave it right there because now I'm fucking annoyed. Thank you to my friends at Excellent Installation. If you want the flooring installed, have them do it at 616-318-0167. 618-318-0167 for Excellent Installation. Jacob Bennett, you've heard about him on the show before. Went under a different name for his business. Now it's Excellent Installation. 616-318-0167. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. Love them so much. No matter where you are in the U.S., get a mortgage from Mario today. Frank Fuss sells you life insurance, sells you Obamacare policies, sells you Medicare. He can take care of everything for you and doesn't charge you a dime. Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. You can find him at buyinsurancehere.com. And then, of course, A&E Heating and Cooling, the immortal Joe Martinez. We heard from him today. Thank you. Love you so much. 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. Call them up for a $79 furnace tune-up today. 616-516-8579. Your asshole of the day today brought to you by TC Paintball is the aforementioned Amy. The fuck was that all about? Congratulations. You've earned it. And you took Rich out, who was making a late show push for the award. But we have a first timer there. Congratulations to Amy. Thanks, folks. I appreciate you. I'll let you know how Dad's doing. I'm sure he's fine. Till next time. Thank you, folks. Have a good day. And bye-bye.